Giant synchronized swarms of locusts may become more common with climate change. Locust swarms can arise from several locations at once, and yes, this is what it would look like. Research has linked these dramatic events to bouts of heavy rain and wind, and that's not good news under climate change. Heavy wind and rain may be triggering widespread synchronized desert locust outbreaks in key breadbasket regions in the world, new research shows. And the range of these ravenous crop stripping locusts could expand up to 25% due to climate change. The study, published Wednesday, February 14, in the journal Science Advances, is the first to show a robust link between large-scale synchronous locust swarms and specific weather patterns. The scale of these mega swarms is astounding. A single swarm can contain tens of millions of insects and span 925 square miles. Outbreaks, which occur mainly in North Africa, parts of the Middle East, and Asia, can in just one day decimate thousands of acres of farmland and strip crops of enough food to feed 35,000 people. Sometimes outbreaks occur in multiple locations at once, causing crop destruction and food insecurity on regional scales. For example, in 2003, 4 separate outbreaks started simultaneously in Mauritania, Mali, Niger, and Sudan, and spread to several other countries, causing an estimated $2.5 billion in crop losses over the next 2 years. Understanding the triggers of these events could help farmers predict and avoid catastrophe, but researchers have struggled to pinpoint the drivers. To identify them, the study researchers reviewed a large database from the Food and Agriculture Organization, part of the United Nations. The database tracked the number of locust outbreaks across 36 countries and a 35-year period between 1985 and 2020. The team combined this information with meteorological data on indicators such as temperature and wind speed and rainfall. They found a strong coupling between locust occurrence and climate conditions throughout our analysis. This is what Chin-Wai Lee, doctorate candidate at National University of Singapore, lead author of the new paper, said. Specifically, the meteorological data showed that locust outbreaks often hit more than one country at a time and tended to coincide with periods of intense regional rainfall and wind. The one theory holds that locust eggs, which are laid en masse on the ground, require high levels of soil moisture to develop and hatch, Lee explained. Heavy rains also boost plant growth, providing lush crops and other vegetation as a ready food source for hatchlings, which then grow and take to the sky in swarms. And heavy winds can help to carry locust swarms over large distances to start outbreaks in new places. The new research provides a disturbing view of the future under climate change. The researchers modeled different possible climate change scenarios between 2065 and 2100, where lower or higher emissions could lead to less or more future warmings. Even under a mitigated scenario with dramatic carbon emissions cut, there will still be at least a 5% increase in locust habitat, and extending hotspots in Africa and Asia will continue to experience swarms, said study researcher Chao Gang He, an assistant professor of environmental engineering at the National University of Singapore. In the business as usual climate scenario, an expansion would push locusts into new, previously uninhabited regions, such as Western India, Iran, Afghanistan, and Turkmenistan. Given the critical roles of Africa and South Asia as global breadbaskets, concurrent locust infestations have the potential to trigger widespread crop failures, jeopardizing global food security, he said. And he hopes that the findings will highlight the interconnected nature of locust outbreaks. Tackling the problem regionally instead of country by country could help scientists better predict locust outbreaks, which could in turn inform early warning systems And those could help farmers prepare, for example, by harvesting crops early and storing the food or covering crops with locust-proof nets. And this is by Emma Bryce on Live Science. Please leave your comments and thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.